Beautiful Kingdom women. I'm glad that you're here with me today. I just want to see if we're live and if I can hear and see us. If you're here, if you're watching, say hi, say hashtag live or hashtag replay if you're here, and let's get right into it. Okay, so go ahead and drop your name and where you're from in the chat, because I do really love seeing, who's in the room and where are you tuning in from. So tonight we're talking about something that so many capable, brilliant women deal with quietly, but we really talk about it out loud. So let's just see. I see myself live, and let me just see if I can hear us. Go ahead and drop it. Yes, I can. Awesome. All right. So I'll be following along on the comments. So if you've got a question or a comment, please leave it in the comments, and then I can jam with you. So if you're catching this on replay, like I said, just type hashtag replay so that I can come back and say hi and celebrate you for being here. So how do you get out of the weeds and operate like a CEO again? Because let's be honest, you didn't start a business so that you could spend your days buried in tasks, messages, follow-ups, and decisions. You didn't build this just to feel busy. You built this to lead. So if you're ready to step into CEO mode and out of operator mode back into leadership, go ahead and drop the word CEO in the chat so that I know, hey, I'm talking to the right woman tonight. Right. So for those of you new to my world, I'm Yana Toy. I'm a best-selling author. I am a certified AI workforce strategist. I'm the founder of YanaToy.com and EstherMandate.com. So I've coached over 500 entrepreneurs, and I've helped faith-driven women build systems that support businesses earning 5 to 50K months without burning themselves out. But what qualifies me to teach isn't my credentials, it is actually the journey. So I know what it feels like to wake up already behind, to spend your days reacting instead of leading, and to wonder where your CEO clarity went. And what God showed me in this is that I didn't lose my CEO identity, but I lost my structure. So our values here are simple. It is faith, freedom, excellence, authority, stewardship, joy. The joy of the Lord is my strength. Okay, so if all of that resonates, you are definitely in the right room. Okay, all right. So with everyone settling in, I want, like I said, I wanted to introduce myself, but I've done that so far, and I just want to go down on my notes as well. Okay, so so that's what we want to do tonight. Is we want to reset the CEO vibes in our business. Okay. So we've named what is already going on. And tonight I want to show you how to get out of the weeds without burning everything down or without even starting over. So this is the exact framework that I use with my clients, and the same one that I walk myself through when I realized, I've slipped back into operator mode. And I call this the CEO reset framework, because you don't need a reinvention, but you do sometimes need a little bit of a reset. And this is a great time of year to do this, to say, hey, I'm not starting over, but I just need a little pause and reset. And then I'm ready to go for another year, right? So let's jump into it. The CEO reset framework. And if you're listening along, you want to take notes. Pillar number 1 is the CEO identity reset. And everything starts here. We cannot lead like a CEO if we still see ourselves in the person who has to hold everything together. So an operator thinking sounds like, it's faster if I do it. Or, you know what, just leave it. I'll just handle it myself. Or you say, they need me for this. But CEO thinking sounds like, what does this require from me at the leadership level? So this is the shift that we're making in our minds from being the doer in our business to becoming the designer, from being the responder to the crisis to being the decision maker, and from being the helper to being the leader. So if you know that you've been carrying more than you should, I want you to drop the word identity in the chat. So pillar number 2. So pillar number 1 was the CEO identity reset. And pillar number 2 is the role audit. Most women are stuck in the weeds because they're doing roles that they should have exited a long time ago. So here's a simple CEO question to ask yourself. Ask yourself, is this a leadership task or is this an execution task? If someone else could do this at 70% and it would free you to lead at 100%, it is not a CEO task. So I want you to think in terms of, is this a low value task? Is this a mid-level task? Is this a high impact CEO decision? Because CEOs live in the highest value work. Everything else gets delegated, automated, or systemized. Pillar number 3. So we've got pillar number 1. Pillar number 1 is our CEO identity reset. Then pillar number 2, the role audit. And pillar number 3 is decision compression. So this is where so much mental fatigue comes in. When you're making the same decisions over and over again, your clarity disappears. And I've seen this firsthand in my own life. You know, when I'm putting something into ChatGPT to make a decision about it, and a few months later, I see, but I've asked this multiple times. Somewhere I need to get structure in this because I'm asking the same thing over and over again, and it's taking mental capacity. So CEOs don't decide everything in the moment, but they do create rules, filters, and standards that make decisions automatic. For example, how you onboard your clients, when you respond to messages, how do you respond? So for me, I've got my Trello board with my chat sequences and stuff so that I know in which direction am I taking. It is not that I'm scripting my stuff, but it's that I, know where to take the clients because I have a specific client journey that the client goes through when they come into my world. So what you say yes to or what you say no to, how you schedule your time, know what is required of you in your business and also in your personal capacity, in your capacity as a member of the church, as a member of society, as a member of your family. Know what people kind of require of you and what your roles are and how much time you have to fulfill these roles so that you can schedule your time. And then when decisions are compressed like this, that's when leadership comes back online. So we've got the 3 pillars now. We have got the CEO identity reset, pillar number 1. Pillar number 2, the role audit. Pillar number 3, decision compression. And pillar number 4 is the CEO operating rhythm. So CEOs don't run on reaction, but they do run on rhythm. When there's no rhythm, then everything feels urgent. So a CEO rhythm could look like a weekly CEO planning block where you say, hey, now I'm taking stock of where I'm at, what needs to happen, what's most important, what are my priorities, what do I need to delegate, automate structure. Where you review your metrics and you think about things and you pray about things and you say, hey, where am I going with this? Where is the Lord taking me with this? This is just time to zoom out and actually lead, because if we're in the weeds, if we're always reacting to crisis and we're always just fixing something, where is the time for the vision casting? Where is the time where we sit and say, hey, is this really still the platform that I want to be on? Is this really still the right ideal client profile? Is this really still the problem that I'm solving? So this is where vision lives, in that CEO planning block. So when your week has this kind of rhythm, you stop firefighting, and that's where you start leading. And the last pillar is systemized leadership. So this is where the weeds finally clear. If your business depends on you being everywhere all the time, you're not leading, you are holding. Systems don't remove leadership, they protect it. So this includes having some standard operating procedures for the basic stuff that you do in your business, so that you should always say to yourself, hey, if I had to get sick now for 3 weeks, what's going to happen to my business? Am I thriving? Am I growing? Am I stagnating? Am I moving backwards? Okay. And you have to have these SOPs, standard operating procedures, so that if someone needs to replace you for a month, or 2 months, 3 months, they need to have this little file and folder that says, step number 1, you start the laptop. Step number 2, you do this, then you do this, then you do that. And you should click here and you should copy that and you should paste that, so that someone can run your business when you're not there. And this also makes it easier for us to later on sell our business as an asset, because you have clear standard operating procedures of how you get your results, how you get to where you're at. Okay. You have automations, and this is also great. The SOPs are also great for when you have to train a new team member, because now we're not guessing over and over again. Everybody knows their SOPs, everybody has it together, it's in your company file, and you create a bit of a company Wikipedia for yourself, even if it's on Google or it's on Notion. You create this company Wikipedia where everyone can just log in, see what the SOPs are, and run with it. You don't need to train everyone from scratch. Okay. And then the second thing is automations, is look where AI can assist you to make things easier, things that happen all the time, nurture sequences, onboarding, offboarding, all kinds of things that you can automate. Delegation loops. If this, then I'm delegating this to this team member. If that, then I'm delegating to that team member. We don't have to do all the things ourselves in the business. Okay. AI supports clear processes for handling situations. So when our systems carry the weight, then we get our leadership bandwidth back. Right. So just so you know, everything that we're walking through here is exactly what we built inside the Unstoppable Faithpreneur Tribe membership. We don't just talk about the CEO mindset, we build the architecture that allows you to lead again with peace, with clarity, and with authority. So, all right. So now you've seen the CEO reset framework, and I want to ground in something real, because frameworks do matter, but results build the belief. So I want you to know that what actually happens when women step out of the weeds and back into CEO leadership is that, they get themselves back. So I used to work with a woman who was incredibly capable. Her business was doing really well, but she was constantly on. So her messages, her decisions, her follow-ups, she felt like, if she had to step away, that everything would fall apart, and it would, because she didn't have any systems in place. So when we did the role audit with her, we rebuilt her CEO rhythm, and that's where something really shifted for her. And she said to me, Joanna, for the first time, my business isn't pulling on me all day, and I actually have the space just to think again, just to vision again, to be the visionary of my business. And that's the moment that leadership comes back. So if you want more space in your days, not just less work, but if you want more thinking space, I want you to type the word space in the chat. All right. Another client that I had told me, I feel like I used to have the vision, but now I'm just managing, just running the reps. So in that case, she didn't lose her calling, but she had lost her operating rhythm. So with her, we created a weekly CEO day where she could take some time out, where she can move her decisions out of her head and into her systems. And that really helped her to clarify, where she was going. So she told me that she feels ready to lead again and not just, you know, stay in the weeds, keeping things going. So if you want your clarity back, type the word clarity in the chat. Okay. And this one always stands out to me. Another client that said, I don't want a business that needs me every minute to survive. You know, we've got families, we've got ministries, we've got things going on in our lives. So we built a systemized leadership. So simple standard operating procedures. We built automations and some delegation loops so that her business didn't slow down when she had to do something else, but her business actually stabilized because she had the systems in place. So she said that she can now step away and things still run. And that's what we want to build. We don't want to build a business that we can't, you know, go away for the weekend and say, hey, I need some time off. We want to build something where we can say, hey, you know what, I'm taking the kids for the week and we're going somewhere. We need some time. Or, you know, I need to book myself a bit of a retreat. I'll see you in a week. Okay. So if you want your business to run without you being everywhere all the time, I want you to type the word lead in the chat. All right. So I want you to hear this clearly. You are not asking for too much when you want clarity, when you want space, when you want authority, leadership, peace. It is not laziness. It is maturity. CEOs don't prove their value by being busy. And for a long time, that was my trap that I fell into. I felt like I had to be striving, I had to be busy. And that was kind of a little badge that I used to carry. You know, if I'm busy, then I must be valuable. But CEO prove their value by building something that works. And the moment that you stop carrying everything, that's when your leadership becomes visible again. All right. So I want to land this gently and clearly because we've talked about tonight, and it's not just information, but it's also an invitation for you. You know that it isn't about working harder. It is not about becoming more disciplined. And it's definitely not about fixing yourself, but it is about the structure that allows your leadership to breathe again. And that's exactly why I created the Unstoppable Faithpreneur Tribe membership. So it's not just another program, it is a place where capable women will rebuild their businesses to support CEO level leadership. And this is where we take everything we've learned tonight, the CEO reset framework, the role audit, the rhythms, the systems, and we actually build them into your business. So the tribe actually really provides, we focus on clarifying your CEO role so that you're not carrying what you shouldn't. We talk about building systems that remove you from the daily weeds. We talk about creating decision frameworks so that everything isn't living in your head. Because what happens if something happens to you? Do you have a legacy? Do you have something that you can pass on? Or was everything dying with you and dying in your head? We're talking about establishing CEO rhythms that gives you space to think again so that you can be the visionary in your business again. And spending time with the Lord is so crucially important. What are we even building if we're not building on the rock? And we're talking about using automation and AI to protect your leadership bandwidth so that you can be a good steward. And this isn't hustle culture. Okay. So let me say this clearly. You don't join because you're behind, but you join because you already want to lead differently. You don't need to earn your way into leadership, but you just need to architect that which supports it. Okay. So we've got a live bonus, and it's the CEO Reset Audit. For those of you who decides to join now, I'm including the CEO Reset Audit. It is a personalized tool that will show you exactly what to exit, what to systemize, what to delegate, and where to focus so that you're operating at the CEO level again. It removes the guesswork. It gives you a clear next step roadmap. So before we wrap, I want to leave you with this. Imagine 6 months from now, you're not reacting all day. You're not buried in your tasks. You're not mentally exhausted from decision overload. You're thinking clearly, you're leading intentionally, and your business runs and you guide it. That is not a fantasy. That is what happens when leadership is properly supported. So, if you're listening in and your spirit is saying, hey, this is the season that I stop managing and I start leading again, I want you to drop I'm ready in the chat. Uh, we will send you the details and you can decide with clarity and peace. And actually, the link should be in the comments below. It is yonadatoy.com/UFT to join the Unstoppable Faithpreneur Tribe. $47 for a few cups of coffee and a bagel. You can get the support that you need, and you can join the tribe. So, whether you join us or not, so we're about 100 plus women in the tribe. I want you to hear this before we end tonight. You were never meant to carry your business on your back. You were meant to lead it. Leadership becomes light when the structure is right. So, yeah, I just want to actually show you the audit. So let me just quickly share my screen with you, and then I'll share that. Share. Okay, so this is what the CEO reset audit looks like. It's a strategic assessment to help you exit the weeds and lead again. It's created for the Unstoppable Faithpreneur Tribe membership, and it is a $97 product. So it says how to use this audit for each state and rate yourself on a scale from 0 to 4. So not at all to completely true. And it goes through, your CEO identity and leadership posture. Are you leading or holding everything together? And how you can rate yourself. I see myself as the leader of the business, not the main operator. I regularly make decisions. I'm clear on what my role is. I don't feel guilty when I step out day to day. I trust leadership more than control. There's some red flags, like feeling indispensable, believing it won't get done right without me, confusing leadership with busyness. Then there's this reflection prompt. So it goes through all of these sections: role clarity and task exiting. It goes through decision load and mental bandwidth. It goes through CEO rhythm and leadership spaces. Like red flags in this is now uninterrupted thinking time, back-to-back days, constant urgency. So if this sounds familiar, systemized leadership and business support. Some red flags here are things stall when you're absent. You are the process, and there's no SOPs or workflows. So you're going to, rate yourself. You're going to get that score, and it's going to show you where you need to prioritize. And then I also have the roadmap for you. So this is the personalized next steps. So if you were struggling with CEO identity and leadership, this is things that you have to do. If you were struggling with role clarity and task exiting, these are the things you need to do. Decision load and mental bandwidth, CEO rhythm and leadership space. These are the things that you need to implement. Solution, systemized leadership and business support. So, for instance, this one says your business still depends too heavily on you to function. This creates fragility, exhaustion, inability to step away, fear of growth. And the solution is you must build systems that hold the business for you. So your immediate actions to take is number one, identify one dependency point. Ask, what breaks if I step away for a week? Document one process. Even a simple checklist is enough. Start with your onboarding, client communication, content publishing, scheduling. Use automation or AI support to remove yourself from repetitive admin, follow-ups, scheduling, and basic communication. So if you want this audit, you can join us in the Unstoppable Faithpreneur Tribe. Like I said, it is $47 to join us. $47 a month. You can cancel anytime. We have twice a week live training inside of the Unstoppable Faithpreneur Tribe membership. We are just now taking a rest period for December. So we are opening up again on the 12th of January. So, but you can join in along so long. You can have access to the course site. You can get started on the training materials and the downloads and the audits and all the things. And then when we start live classes again from the 12th of January, you will be up and going with us twice a week live classes. There's over 100 members in the tribe. So I think you are going to get lots of value for that $47. It's the Inspire Freak Personal Development Academy is included. The Shepherd Sales Method, the Shepherd Sales Circle is included in the membership as well. So that's two courses, and I think it's about 18 months of training inside of there, with so much value, so much gems, so many gems. All of these audits that I'm doing on my Unstoppable Faithpreneur Weekly lives, all of the things are there. You've got full access to me, so you can, you can ask questions, you can chat to me live, you can get hot seat coaching. So yeah, I'd love to see you in the Unstoppable Faithpreneur Tribe. It's only $47 a month, and you can cancel anytime. So if you don't like what you see, if you don't find value in there, then you cancel. But I'm sure that you will stay with us for a long time, because this is where we build tribe. This is where we build community, and this is where we build you as a CEO of your business. So one of the main things we do in there is the content launch plan, which takes you from taking your client from cold to sold. So we are warming our clients up with our content plan. We are talking about our identity extensively in there, and we're building all of these systems for you as a CEO to step out into premium offerings and premium services. All right, my friends. So say I'm ready below, or click on the link of the Unstoppable Faithpreneur Tribe. It is Jana du Toit, JANADUTOIT. That is JANADUTOIT.com/UFT. Go and click on there. There's a PayPal. It goes to PayPal if you click on the link. And if you just keep going, it will also ask you for a debit or a credit card. So just click on the link, get in, and I will see you on the other side. You also get a copy of my book, Create a Beautiful Life, a Christian Woman's Freedom Guide from Feeling Lost to Finding Yourself Again. You get access to the Life Transformation Accelerator, which is a 30-day life coaching system that I built from being a life coach, and I had my life coach practitioner diploma. So these are the things I used to take my clients through in a whole year worth of life coaching, which I condensed into a 30-day plan, because I saw that people don't necessarily have a whole month to do life coaching. So I condensed it into a 30-day plan. So you also get access to that, the private coaching recordings. You get access to my Finding Yourself Again training, the Rock Bottom to Rock Solid training. And like I said, the Shepherd Sales Method and the Shepherd Sales Circle is crucially important for you to understand how content plays into the whole mix of our businesses. All right. I hope you found this valuable. If you did, let me know below if you've got any questions or comments, or if you just want to give feedback. All right, my friend, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. We will see each other again. Hopefully, let me just check the dates. Do we see each other next week? It's the 26th. I'm not going to promise anything, but let's see. Let's see if I'll be available on the 26th. If I am, if I've got nothing on that day, I will see you here live. If not, I will let you know in the WhatsApp group. And if you're not in the WhatsApp group yet, you have to be in the Unstoppable Faithpreneur membership to be in the WhatsApp group. But all right, my friends, I hope you have a lovely day, a lovely evening where you are at in the world. May you be blessed. May the Lord bless your territory, increase your land, give you a beautiful portion, and stay close to his feet, because he knows where he's taking you. He has a beautiful portion measured out for you, and he has plans to prosper and not to harm you. I speak a blessing over you in this time, in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. Bye-bye.